What's up?
Yo, yo.
What's up? We're live. We are here. Welcome, welcome. Let's give people a few minutes to come in and then, yeah.
Hey, buying a dick, trying to get rich off crypto. She been fucking with a dog. Get her a lint roll. The days I was down bad and broke out, I missed those. Shorty spiritual, she be all in the crystals. Call it capture the flag, I capture the bag. I'm leaving them mad, they jealous as hell. I see how they act, but I don't react. I give them the shoulder, shorty shot like a soldier. It's over, her boyfriend a bitch, she tell me come over. Hey, she said, how you feeling? I've never been better than telling them better. Get a wetter than a sweater in rainy weather. Fuck my ex, that bitch cut me off so swift. We is never ever getting back together.
I am the official. What's good?
I got her working out a bag like a flex bow. Oh wait, it's both legs. I got her holding on to both legs. She like girl, she like guy, she go both ways. I got options like it's mad. I see and ponder, wonder how she got it wagging. She like the swagger that I carry.
What's good, Jones?
And that's that, I ain't capping.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. Welcome.
Why you acting lazy like you sipping on purple? If they ain't matching the vision, subtract.
This is the Voyage to Jupiter playing in the background. We're giving y'all a few minutes to kind of peel in, and then we are going to get started. Super excited. Welcome.
Who is CJ? You gon' know. Doji sticker like a sticker. Do you get the picture? Hit you like the sticky. It can hit you when you getting lifted like an angel in a rapture. Go to heaven. Shawty want my heart, no Kevin. Finna after Book of Devin. And my homie looking after my 687. Damn. Shit was godly like a reverend. Finna send this beat to heaven. Psych, bring that shit back. I ain't good, getting fatter. She said that she liked the way I hit it. Swing, batter. 30 clips straight from the batter. Nails done, hair did. She can't get no better. Took your style straight from me. Gee, thanks, I'm so flattered. Thanks.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Live and direct. Shout out to the Discord community. CYANIDE Beats live right here with BrittoNicole.
Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna ask too many questions. Personally, I'm mad proud of you. You a youngin, and doing your thing. You got a lot of swag, so I'm gonna give you your flowers right now. Brittany, I know you're gonna take it away, man, but I gotta let young homie know. Hey, young
Nah,
homie,
man.
you got them slappers.
Good.
You got them slappers, yo. It's crazy. So y'all in for a treat, yo.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's kind of get started here. We'll start rolling the ball a little slow, still letting people, have the opportunity to come in. But I just want to welcome everybody who's here and welcome our first interviewee, I should say, of 2022. But this is my guy, CYANIDE Beats. CYANIDE is Airbit's first official, signed producer to Airbit. 16 years old. He's one of the playlist curators at Airbit. Just a super dope all around fire producer, and I am so excited to have him on. I actually met CYANIDE in person probably my second or third day with Airbit. And right away, I was just taken back by just how professional you were, at such a young age.
Appreciate
I'm thinking
that.
about what I was doing when I was 15, and it was nothing like this. So I'm really excited to have you here and just to be able to talk to you and kind of share your story and your input with the community. So yeah, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. It's such a warm introduction. I really love doing interviews, especially if there's somebody I know and I'm familiar with. And of course, everyone in Airbit's my family.
There you go. So let's start it off just to break the ice a little bit, still allowing people to come in. We're going to play just a little bit of this or that just to kind of get us going. All right. So I'm going to ask you a few questions and then, you pick which one you want. There might be some follow-up questions to this or that question. So just stay on your toes. All right. First one. Here we go.
All right.
Pizza or tacos?
That's a good one because that's like those two are like one of like my favorites. Like if I wanted to go and eat something, it was either all right, kind of want some tacos or I kind of want pizza. But honestly, I'm gonna have to go with tacos just because I know so many good places where you can get a good taco, and I only know a little bit of places where you can get a really good pizza. That's only because I'm picky.
That's fair. What's your favorite taco spot in LA?
Oh, in LA. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is in LA, and it's not really like a small like shop or anything, but I believe it's in LA somewhere. Have you ever had King Taco?
Oh yeah, King Taco. It's in
Yeah, that's one of my
Pasadena. The one that
favorites.
I know is in Pasadena, but okay, LA
Yeah, they're all
adjacent.
over the
Got
place. I believe
yeah.
there's one in LA, but I just like getting like plain like carne asada tacos. Put like some like onion in it and some lemon. It's good to
Okay.
go.
All right. Cool. Cool. Next one up. LA or New York?
LA, New York, what? Like teams or?
Just like in general, the city. What do you
Well,
prefer? East Coast, LA, or New York?
I've never been to New York. Obviously, I'm very familiar in LA
All
a
right.
lot, but I always like love like the streetwear and just kind of the way people are in New York, like kind of like the vibes out
Yeah.
there. Also the music scene out there is so fire. Same thing with LA,
Yep.
but it's like if I were to choose between, it'd have to be LA because LA is like one of my homes for sure.
Fair. All right. Kobe or LeBron?
Ooh, that's a good one. I know I'm not really that big of a basketball fan. I just know that Kobe has obviously had a lot more impact than LeBron does. And also a lot of people in my family are very, very, very big Kobe fans, especially my big
Nice.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Here's a different one. Lil Durk or Polo G?
Ooh, man, these are hard. It's funny. I'll be having discussions like this. I'll be having discussions like this in school, like like yesterday and stuff. I'm the type of person where it's like it's hard to choose. Like I like to like weigh out things, kind of like imagine it. So like I think as a lyricist, I think Polo G's better, but Lil
Okay.
Durk kind of brings some vibes a little bit more. So if I had to choose what I want to listen to more, it'd probably be Polo G because I think Polo G is a really good
Polo
beat
G.
selection.
You got a
Yeah.
favorite song from him?
It's funny. One of my favorite songs of his is a song he has with Lil Durk. It's Three-Headed Goat.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good
him, Lil
one. That's
Durk,
a
and
good
Lil
one.
Baby. That's a really good one.
That's a
Oh,
good one.
and Rap Star, because I really like because I know like the story of how that beat came up, and that's like a really sick story for the producer for that beat, and because that song is just catchy.
Ooh, care to share how it came up? Can you tell us?
So I remember it was a snippet originally. I forgot his name, but he's a guy that kind of like plays ukulele with like rappers and stuff. And they rap over it, and he was just. I remember hearing that he was just playing like a scale, just playing like a scale on his ukulele, and then Polo G heard it and just told him to like run it back. So that it's funny because that be happening a lot in studios. Like I could just be playing like a scale or something I learned, and then they'll be like, "Let me hear that," and then I'll just have to improvise off it. But anyways, I'm not sure what his name was, but he started just playing something on the ukulele. Somebody filmed it. He started rapping on it. So when that happened, that snippet blew up and went crazy. So that guy who did that little thing on the ukulele kind of had like a contest where he got the wave file of that ukulele. Like
Mhm.
he went and recorded it and he sent it or he uploaded it as a loop and had like a beat contest. I want to see who can make the best beat with this loop. And some producer almost like me where they're like just like in their bedroom made a beat with it. It was fire, and next thing you know it got placed, and I think that's a crazy story.
Dope. That is dope. That
Yeah.
is dope. All right, a
Yeah,
few more. Instagram or TikTok?
it's funny, I actually don't use TikTok at all. Like I have a TikTok and I have it for like business and producer reasons, but it always have to be Instagram. Like
I'm
TikTok's
more
cool and
Instagram.
all. Yeah, TikTok's cool and all. I get why people use it. I get how it's, designed to be super engaging, but like there's nothing like Instagram. Like you have everything on there.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you, feel you. All right, a few
Hmm.
more. Donda or Certified Lover Boy?
100% Donda. Like without
Okay.
that,
I
this is
was
another
like,
thing.
please don't
I
steer me
really
wrong
hope,
on this.
I really hope some of my friends in my class see this because I swear we have this exact conversation like probably yesterday. We're like Donda is certified lover boy, and we're like, man, we just went back and forth because like we both feel so strongly about that. But definitely Donda because I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I feel like Certified Lover Boy, what it is I feel like that project is more of like each song was just like trying its best to be a hit and not really focusing on like substance. It was more just like, okay, let's find the catchiest beat, catchiest melody, throw it all together and just shoot it out. While Donda, I know because I'm a huge Kanye fan, so I know that a lot of the songs in there
Yeah.
have been worked on for years and years, and I know that there's a lot more of a message to that. There's a lot more impact to that. So it 100% has to be Donda because Donda to that
What's your
album to me is like, sorry, what?
What's your favorite Donda song? What's your favorite song off of it? I know that's probably
Probably
hard, as big as a Kanye fan as
it's
you are, to pick just one.
it's between three songs. It's between
Okay.
oops, I'll turn that on. It's between Pure Souls,
Okay.
Moon, and Off the Grid.
Bop.
Like I can't choose between
Nice.
those two. It's one of those.
Now that's Moon is probably my absolute favorite, but Off the Grid, when I heard it
Hmm.
right away, I was like, this is about to be a hit. Like this is
Oh
definitely
yeah,
gonna
me
be a
too.
hit.
100%.
All right, last one. You should get this one right away, not even thinking about it. Ready?
Hmm.
Airbit or BeatStars?
Man, that is such a hard choice.
uh,
I don't know, man. I probably Airbit, I don't know him like that, but Airbit seems pretty cool. And the CEO showed me some love, and
yeah.
their A&R showed me love, so I think they're cool. I just curated a few playlists for them. Nothing crazy though, but yeah, they're cool.
Nothing crazy, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
All right, cool. So that's a little this or that. We'll come into a few more fun questions like that at the end a little later, but let's just dive right into this. So, Sinai,
Awesome.
just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, about your family, brothers and sisters, stuff like that. What you got going on over there?
So I'm actually not from LA, even though I'm there all the time. As you know, I'm working out there. I'm actually in a pretty small town called Ucaipa, California. Obviously, it's in California, but it's in San Bernardino County. It's almost like it's like one of those towns where it's like like when you're going on a road trip and you go in that one town and you're like you consider like the middle of nowhere. That's kind of where I'm from.
Yeah. Okay.
This town does show me a lot of love though. I've been here my whole life since I was born. And I have a younger brother and an older brother. Nobody like in the immediate family is actually a musician. Like I'm really the only musician in the family.
Nice.
The closest relative would be my grandpa's brother, but that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started making music when I was 9 actually. I just turned 16, but when I was 9 years old, I was just messing with like little like loopers and stuff. And I just remembered like the moment I put down like a little like drum pattern with some chords and with the top melody, like the moment I did that, even though there are loops, the moment I did that, it was just like, whoa, like there's like a whole world I can dive into. And it was really fascinating.
That's fire. That's dope. So did you have any, I know you said your grandpa's brother was kind of the only musician in your family, but did you have any
Mhm.
other like influences growing up, like people that you looked up to when you first started out?
Um, so what influenced me a lot. Well, what I could say is, I guess I always had it, like, I guess I always had music somehow in me. When I was really, really young, I used to really love, like, dancing like Michael Jackson. Like, when I was really, really young, like, probably,
Okay.
like, when I,
I can see that.
I think I was, like, 3 or 4, I think. Not sure. But I used to my mom and dad and, like, my entire family said I could dance like Michael Jackson like that. Like, it was, like, spot on apparently, and I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan, and then I don't know what happened, it kinda just it went away, like, I wasn't interested in music at all, like, not even in the slightest. It was funny because I wouldn't even listen to music as a kid, like, which is funny, like, I didn't have a favorite song at all, like, music wasn't something in my life. But what started
Yeah.
inspiring me is when I was in 5th grade, I had a friend that got me into, like, electronic music, and I
Okay.
don't know, I just really, really liked that. Like, I just really liked, like, the way like, the vibes of it, I really liked the structuring, I just really like, to my brain, I never heard anything like that, so it just, like, blew my mind. And I've always been the type of person, it doesn't matter if it's music, it doesn't matter if it's anything really. If there's something I'm extremely fascinated in, I wanna do it or I wanna create it. So I was really fascinated in books when I was younger, so I wanted to be an author. I was really fascinated in Legos and building, so I wanted to be an architect, and that's what I was going to be actually. And I got really fascinated in music and DJing, so I wanted to be a music producer, and here I am now.
Dope. All right, so you're 16, obviously still in school. What's it like being in school and just like being like, first of all, a producer, and then like
Hmm.
assigned producer? Like, is it hard to like walk down the hallways and like, are people like always high five? Like, are you a big deal, or is it kind of like mellow? Like, what's it like?
Well, now I could say that I know a good chunk of people just know me by Cyanide and not even my name, which is kind of funny. But I mean, it's nothing crazy, like my big placements aren't out yet, and I know we're gonna talk about those, but like it's like people know what I have like on social media. People have seen, people have been reposting me, like the numbers I've been doing. And honestly, it hasn't been anything hectic yet. Like
Okay.
I would like it would mostly be good because like I could be going to like a football game at school and somebody I've never seen before would be like, "Yo, man, I really love your music, this and that." And it's funny because it's genuine because I don't even know this person at all, and they know me from my music first, and that's obviously any musician's dream right there. So
Right.
I could honestly say I do notice some people being a little bit different, but I always, kind of just stay, within my lane, keep, you know, just kind of I'm still myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy yet though. But yeah, we'll see how the future goes.
Okay, and then what's it like balancing wise? Like, so you go to school like regularly, what, eight
Hmm.
to three, 8 to 4, and then you go
Hmm.
home. I'm sure you have homework, and then and then after that, that's when you produce. Like, is it that type of
It's
schedule?
it's so funny because right before I joined, I was cramming and trying to do my math homework like as fast as I could to join. I didn't get to finish it, sadly. I'm gonna have to do it after this live. But like I wouldn't say it's sad balancing it, but I would say that i- it's like I know where I'm going. Like I know I'm going to be making music for as long as I possibly could. I know that this career, is going up, but it's like school almost feels like something that's like secondary at this point. But I still obviously like I'm the type of person where if I want to do something, I want to do it right and I want to do it
Mhm.
like fully. So I last semester I had a 3.9 GPA. Actually, if it was weighted,
Okay.
it was a 4.1 GPA weighted, but colleges or whatever don't count it like that. So I guess it's a 3.9. So I yeah, so I always just try, like, if I'm gonna just be in school, I might as well just do it to the best as I can, and I got
Nah,
really used
man,
to
we
that,
like to
so
see that. We absolutely like to see that. 3.9, that's amazing. Shout out to you for real. That's
thank
dope.
you.
To be completely honest, I'm not sure I ever got that high of a GPA. So that's really, really dope.
It
That's really dope.
So balancing wise, it is hard. It is something that kind of adds stress to my shoulders, but at the same time, it makes me realize that if I'm able to balance, school, which it's from 7:50 to 3 p.m. And then I have extra classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I go all the way on to 5:30. And then I'm still going to the gym at night and I'm still getting a
Mhm.
full night of sleep. And it's hard obviously, but it feels a lot more accomplishing to me.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you're giving yourself that like mindset of learning how to balance things now. So like once you are out of school and you are doing music like absolutely full time, it's the only thing on your plate. You're gonna know how to schedule everything. It's gonna be meetings, it's gonna be sessions, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, and you're gonna kind
Yeah.
of have it down pat. And that's really dope. That's
But
like really, really
but what I noticed though, this is kind of like the depressing part of it, but I don't know. I'm just okay with it. When I wasn't going to school and when I was on summer, I was able to make like 2 or 3 beats a day sort of thing. Like I was able to
yeah.
pump out beats and they wouldn't be like clones, like it wouldn't be like a type beat after a type beat. It was actually like something a little unique. But now it's like due to what I'm balancing, I'm only able to make 3 beats a week. But at the same time, it's like that's okay because I'm doing what I can, you know? But,
Nah, for
I mean, it
sure.
is what it is. Like, it's because I understand that there's people out here that are balancing full-time jobs and kids and taxes and payments and all this, and they're still able to make at least a beat a week. So it's like, if I can do 3 beats a week while I'm doing all this, then it's great.
That's a good mindset to have. That's a good mindset to have. So outside of this amazing like GPA that you have, because again, 3.9, that is nothing to like look down on. What are some other like high accomplishments that you think you've had, like just like while in school? Maybe some big moments that you've had, just school in general.
School?
Like, do you go to like your homecoming? Are you like, involved in school, like after school programs and things like that? Are you a part of any of those?
I am a part of the school's jazz band, which is pretty cool because I'm actually what's crazy about that, and I think a lot of the people in the band don't realize it, is I have absolutely zero band experience. I could read sheet music, but not enough
Okay.
where I could play it. I just know the chords we're doing, and it's jazz, so it's free form. So it's like that's something pretty cool. It actually helps my brain creatively. Like when I get home, like it makes me want to make beats because it's like an exercise. It's like you're working out. It's like I'm building like musical
Right.
muscle. So that's something that's pretty fun to do, even though it's hard to balance because like I said, that's that extra class that goes on till 5:30. Still fun. But extracurricularly, like any on top of school, that's basically it. But school achievements, I did have perfect attendance during online school, never missed a day. I
Nice.
actually didn't I haven't had a this is crazy to me. Like even like what I realize it, I haven't had a missing assignment in 2 or 3 years.
I'm like in
Two or
awe
three
right
years
now.
straight.
I'm like in awe, and I'm kind of looking at my inner self like, girl, what were you doing? Like, you are just out here
It's just I don't
killing
know.
the
It just
game.
I just
I
have
love
like
your
I feel
like
like if
focus. That's just
thank
really
you.
cool.
It's weird. It's like I feel like if I miss something, I feel like I have to do that before I move on to next task. So it's like I just, like assignments and stuff. I feel like I got blessed in the fact that I got easy classes relatively, other than my math class. But let's not talk about that. Other than that, all my classes fairly a breeze. So it's like not missing an assignment, being on top of it is to me like the way I think and the way I approach work. It's nothing crazy.
That's dope. Do you have a favorite class? Obviously not math.
That's a good question. It's funny because math is actually my favorite subject. I love math so much. Like I'll get to that, but my favorite
Okay.
subject, I'm part of the school's newscast, and I'm like one of the main editors for the newscast. And it's funny because this week I actually finished my first ever like fully directed and shot and done episode for the school's newscast. So that's probably one of my
Congratulations.
favorite classes. Thank you. Because what I like about that class is, like the students, like they play the newscast every second period on Friday. So I know that the entire school is seeing, my work. And it's funny because there'll be in the background, there'll be like a cyanide beat or something. I've never really like plugged myself, but like there's little hints here or there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably one of my favorite classes because, I love working. I love being hands-on. I love directing things. Like I said, I love creating things. So it's like being like one of the main editors. I'm kind of like one of the main like idea people in that class is really fun.
That's dope. I was on my high school newspaper as well, but I wasn't on like the broadcast side. So I do know kind of that work ethic there. So that's pretty
Hmm.
cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's get into some music stuff here. So you're Airbit's first signed producer. When did this come about? Like, when did this happen? When did you officially sign with Airbit?
So I officially signed on October 28th, 2000. Wait, no, it was before I turned. So it's funny. I legally got signed at 14 years old, but the press and all that think I got signed at
Yeah.
15. It's like I'll explain. So I got signed at 14. It was October 19th, 2 days before I turned 15. And leading up to that was probably like one of the most like exponential, like career wise, one of the most like exponential points in my life. Like career wise, like things were just going up and up and up. I was sending beats to him and them and her, and it's like whoa, like it was just like it was moving really fast. And most of it was obviously thanks to Airbit. But
Mhm.
yeah, so I got signed with Create Music Group and Airbit joint venture. It's just a publishing deal, but obviously, that's all producers really need. That's a gem that a lot of producers don't know. But yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So, okay, first of all, what was that like? Like, what was that whole process like? Like, who came up? How so you sent your beats out, someone at Create or someone at Airbit heard it? Who was first?
So this is such a crazy story. I love telling the story of how that came about and what happened. So Sick With It and Mike Pacheco were doing just a live beat contest, and the winner just gets $100. And I wouldn't say I wasn't interested in it. I just didn't feel like I just was like, oh, that's cool. Like I remember I was clicking and I was just hearing the beats in the live, and I just remember like there will be like no, I don't want to like I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone, but there would be like, grown men playing these beats that I was making when I was like 10. So I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I could just go in there and do my thing. And I almost accidentally just clicked off it and I was like, whatever, I'm gonna just move on. But I was like, you know what? I'm kind of in my bag. I know my beats are hard. Let me just hop in
I'm
real
in my
quick.
bag.
So I sent a request and I just in the chat I was like, all right, like let me turn up the heat real quick. And I think that's what caught Six Eye. And he added me in and I was gonna play this one beat. I forgot which. I know the name of the beat because it's important, but the beat was called Elephant, and I think it was like a Travis Scott, just like a Travis Scott Drake type vibe, like something cool, like really trappy. And I was gonna play that, and when I joined, we were talking, and then you're like, "Oh, you look kind of young. How old are you?" And at the time, I was 14, so I was like, "Oh, I'm 14." And when he said that, he was like, "Whoa, okay." And I was like, "Yeah." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Anyways, I'll play the beat." And I accidentally played the wrong beat, and it was terrifying. I accidentally played this like reggaeton beat that was really weird. I just remember that the beat was weird. That's why I didn't want to play it, and I accidentally played that one. And I was just like, you know what, whatever. I'm gonna just run with it. I'm gonna just let this beat play because like I can't stop and like, oh, wrong beat. So I was like, whatever. I just went with it, and I was like, oh, I hope
Yeah.
he likes it. And I remember he was listening to it, and then all of a sudden, like when it dropped, he just looked at the camera and was just like, "Hold on, stop it, stop, 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 stop." And I paused it. He was like, "How old are you again?" I was like, 14. And I kind of was like smirky about it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm 14." And he was like, "Okay, run it back, run it back, run it back." And he played it again. And no, I played it again. And this is the crazy part. When I was playing it, all of a sudden, in like the entire block, the power went out as I was playing the beat. So all of a
No
sudden,
way.
everything just shut off. Yeah, everything just shut off, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And I remember Sickle was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Bro, the power just went out. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I felt bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, the power just went out."
Ah.
And he was like, he's like, "Oh no, 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 it's all good, man." And then I remember he says like, "Man, that beat was so hard. You took out your power." And I was like, "That's funny." And whatever. Oh no, the worst part sort of was when my power went out, I was using my internet on the live, so it cut me off the live. So I had no clue what
Yeah.
happened, and my data wasn't working for some reason. So I couldn't see most of the live at all. So I didn't know if anyone's beats were better. I had no clue. And then I remember I joined at this one point, and Mike was like freaking out. Mike was like, "What?" Like he's like, "Okay," it's like you guys have some competition. Like this 14-year-old just play one of the hottest beats I've ever heard. Like you guys need to step it up a little bit." And when he said that, I was just like, "Whoa!" Like that's weird hearing that from one of Bad Bunny's
Yeah.
A&Rs. Like I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's
And
great.
I was like, they're like, "I think we have a winner," and I was like, "I think it's Cyanide," and I was like, "Oh snap!" And then they sent me the $100. What equipment did I buy with it? I promised them. It was funny because I sent it to Mike. It's like, "I promise you, like I'm going to buy equipment with this. Like I'm not gonna go buy some Jordans. I'm gonna buy equipment." What did I buy though?
Right.
I got it. Was so long ago, but I promised them that, and I sent
Yeah.
the 100, and then Sick With It DM'd me on his account and was like, "Hey man, like hey kid, like your beats are nice. Like you mind sending me a pack?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll send you a pack." And then I sent the pack, and just we all went on with our days. Nothing happened. And then we get an email from Judah, the COO, and he was like, "Hi," like he introduced himself, and he was like, can you CC your mom into this?" I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Hey, like we really like your son's music. And a few this I remember this line specifically said, and a few of the beats got placed." That's the last line of the text of the email we got. And I was like, "Whoa."
Wow.
Yeah, like that. And because they said that the A&R referring to Mike was, showing the beats around.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "We want to hop on a meeting just to talk to you a little bit." And then we're like, okay. And I just remember that whole day I was just like nervous wreck, like thinking like, oh my God, what could it be? Who could it be? What's happening? And then the meeting came, and that's when I met Mike, like more one-on-one,
Hmm.
and they told me that a few of the beats got placed and that there's a possible deal of some kind on the table. But they says like, but they want to work with me more one-on-one.
Hmm.
So so he was like, so how far are you from LA? And like I told him like, oh, like I'm like a 45-minute drive. This and that. I was like, all right, it's like we're gonna hit you up for a session soon. And I was like, okay. Anyways, we go to the session. I meet Judah there. I meet a few other people there, and then at this point, I'm already sending beats to like Trippy Red. Like he was like, "Okay, Trippy Red needs a pack." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, well, no. At this point, I was kind of freaking out, and it's not until like few packs later of sending beats to people like that where it was just kind of like, "Okay, he needs a pack." All right, like I just turn my brain off and go into work mode. But
Right.
yeah. So months and months of paperwork, months and months of lawyers, and we finally came to the final deal, joint venture with Create and Airbit. But sorry, I like to talk a lot. That's why I love interviews because
No,
I
I
love to
absolutely
talk.
love this story. I didn't know that like that's how it all went down. And to hear like
But
just from like
but the
you finding the battle to your power going out, that's crazy.
but the part to me that like gave me chills down my spine, and I still think about it, is during that one meeting where I first met Mike. He just told me, he's like, listen, like, and I know Mike very well because obviously I work with him every day for the past year
Hmm.
now. So, and he doesn't talk like this. Like he's a very down to earth person. He doesn't say very big things like this. He's like, I'm gonna tell you this right now, kid. It's like your life is going to change forever. He told me, he's like, soon you're gonna have to start worrying about who your friends are. Soon you're gonna have to start worrying about the products you're enjoying. Soon you're gonna have to start worrying about, marketing and this and that. It's like, just know it's all gonna change. He's like, and I feel like we need to train you to be ready for it. And
What did
it's
that
funny
feel
that
like when he said that? Was that like, did it intimidate you? Were you like, oh my God, what
no,
am what am I gonna do? Like, did it excite you? Like, how did you feel
it's
about like him saying that?
it's weird because I don't want to sound cocky, but I just felt like it was time. Like I felt like it was I'd say almost destiny. Like I when he said that, I felt like I knew my craft enough then where I knew I was ready.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I brought up everything I just said right there and saying that he wants that I need time to grow and stuff. Because literally today, I can't disclose what happened, but something insanely incredible fell into me and Mike's hands today. And I remember the
Hmm.
last text he ever sent me is he said, "You are ready, period." And that's crazy. It comes full circle, for a
Come full
year and a
circle.
month.
That's the
Year,
universe. That's the
yeah, he told
universe.
me, he was like, it's like, I need you to be ready. Like, I remember the first thing he told me was like, we're gonna train you, me, Mike, Sick, Judah, Volgan, all these other ANRs. He told me that we're gonna train you so you can be ready. And today he sent me that text, coincidentally saying, "You are ready. It's time." And
Love it.
that
I
just
love
made me feel weird right now, just like saying that.
it. Yeah, I love it. So I want to talk about your latest project. Super excited. I think
hmm
this is your first full project that you did with, he's your friend, correct? Elijah?
Yeah, yeah, we're from the same town, and yeah, me and him are like, it's funny because like me and him did some stuff in the past, but it's like we did like one record and like we just kind of like went both ways. Like, cool, I make beats, he raps. Like it was never like a more of like a duo. And it wasn't until we just started like just I started sending him beats, he started sending me verses like back and forth, and then all of a sudden we started realizing we made like just 30 songs that are just like just unreleased, just sitting there. So we're like, whoa, like, and then like the real friendship came about like that, like with the music. And he's not only my friend, he really is like a very talent. I'm sure if you heard, he's a very talented,
Yeah,
very
I checked out
professional
his
sounding
page after I
artist.
listened to you guys' project. I checked out his page. He's
Yeah,
got some bars.
yeah, and it's funny because like he's going up in his own way, and I'm going up in my own. So it's like we're it's like almost like symbiotic. Like we're helping each other in ways.
For sure. For sure. So tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about your EP. For those who don't know, it's called The Voyage to Jupiter. Super dope. Check it out. SoundCloud, or excuse me, Spotify, Apple Music, stream it, love it. I got my favorite tracks. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But just so, how did this project come out? You guys realized you had all this music together and you were like, let's pick some
So
songs and like put this together, or how did it form?
so first, I always wanted to like kind of like explain the name because I know that that name on first glance it seems so epic, it seems so big, but yet so like almost random. But
Yeah.
that name really does have a lot of meaning to it. So I guess like this will kind of almost be like the first official like time I'll be announcing this, but we are working on a full album. So I'll say that. But so
Congrats.
that album originally had, and I'll explain what I mean. It originally had a lot of space vibes, a lot of just like it sounds like it was from another planet, like out of this world. And so we wanted this to sound like as if it's leading up to this, as if it's leading up to something out of this world. So I remember we were looking up definitions of certain things, and I think we looked up like the definition of like space exploration or something, and it said the word voyage in it. And I just thought like that sounds so epic. It sounds so big.
I-
Like the
Yeah.
voyage, like it's like if you look up the definition of voyage, it means something, it talks about like ships going on sail, but it also means space travel. It's a specific word they use in space travel. So that's super dope. And Jupiter, we were looking, we're like, okay, what planet can we be going to that's so crazy? Like, and we also wanted that planet or that galaxy or wherever we're going, we wanted it to be super meaningful. Like, we wanted it to like actually not just be something that looks cool or something that sounds cool. And I started
Right.
looking almost into like astrology or looking into like what the Greeks believed. And Jupiter actually is a sign of wealth, fortune, creativity, and like
Ah,
expansion. Yeah. And it's
I
weird
did not
because
know that.
so most of the things me and him were highlighting and focusing on is basically named after Jupiter or is
Right.
around Jupiter. So it's like the voyage to Jupiter. We're on our way to, expanding creatively and gathering, money. And it's like that's what we wanted that to be named after.
That is dope. I love
Yeah,
that.
I'm the type of person when it comes
Absolutely
to
love that.
creativity, and all that, I want to make sure every single thing has a meaning. I don't want it to ever sound like it's something that I just put together to be like a type
Right,
beat
for sure.
or like every single thing, even if it's so subtle like that, like the name, like I want it to have a deep meaning that like you'll need some explanation to get. So that that EP, um, we wanted to showcase me and his versatility, but like we wanted to show like he till this point he hasn't done anything singy, he hasn't done anything very like different. He's been like he like makes like hard, dark, kind of like grime. I wouldn't
Mhm.
say grimy, I'd say hard and dark music. So that's what that EP mostly is. But we wanted to like show flavors that there's like something more to that than usual. Like I'm sure as you notice, like every single beat on there is completely different somehow, but they all
Yep.
tie together. Like each
Yeah.
beat is from like a different style. Like it could be a West Coast beat. Okay, this beat is almost like a Detroit beat. This like we wanted each beat to be so different yet kind of like connect together. So I just wanted this to be like something that shows people what we can do first before we show them what we could, how we could really, really do things. If that makes
For
sense.
sure, for sure. So talk about like the process. So you said you had like 30 songs. How did you guys go into like choosing like which songs you wanted to showcase for this
That
project?
that's a good question for this one because what I wanted to do is I well like when we made this one song, it was so fire. It was the first song, the self-titled, The Voyage to Jupiter. That song, it was so fire, but we wanted to put it on the album. Like we were already finishing the album, but it didn't fit anywhere. And we
Okay.
noticed that there's a lot of songs on our album that sounded like that, but like it seemed like it was closer to that than what we had on the album. So we're like, okay, wait, what if we made an EP first? So then it gives us more time to get, funding for marketing, gives us
Ah,
more time to see our options for marketing. And then when we do drop this EP, we already have done all our tests on that.
right.
Not that that EP was just like to, just throw and see what sticks. It wasn't that. It was so we
Nah, because
could
you got some
see.
definite bops on this EP. Definite bops on this
Yeah.
EP.
So we wanted to see what would stick in the sense of like what like in terms of like marketing and all that. But not only that, we obviously wanted to drop music because I haven't released music in a year. He hasn't released music in months. So the records were ones that we kind of felt were extremely fire, but just weren't the energy and the vibe we were going for the album, if that makes sense. Like these
Yeah.
beats and these songs are supposed to be what leads up to the album. Like I said, like a voyage to it.
To the voyage. Yeah,
So,
it's the voyage.
mhm. So most of the songs came about like the first two songs. It's crazy. The first song, "The Voyage to Jupiter" and "Jupiter's Freestyle." Not even kidding. We made the first song in under an hour. We made the second song in 15 minutes or 30 minutes. But and I'm not trying to say that we didn't put our energy into it or we didn't put our all into it. We just wanted to like I said that because I want people to understand that even though this is fire, just know that when we actually sit down and try things, it's a lot crazier. It's a lot more concentrated. But we just like me and him just after so many sessions, and this is what a lot of producers don't know, but rappers really do make songs really that fast nowadays. Like with the
Yeah.
technology we have to punch in and all that, like it's really that fast. Like it doesn't mean that it's not as uncreative. Like you can go listen to it and see, like it's extremely creative. It's just like it was the way it came so fast, it seemed too organic to not put out. Like it was so fire and it happened so fast and so like we're literally in the studio where we would record. Like we like the booth. Let me see. I'll move the camera. Booth is right there. There's a recording booth in there.
Okay.
He'll go in
Okay.
there. I'll save beats for him that I know that he can kill. I'll load it up and he'll just go in there, write it down or punch in and then come out. And then there you go. That's a song. And then
Nice.
I mix and master it, and yeah, so that's basically how the album, I mean, sorry, how the EP came about, except the last three songs. So that first song, Payback, or sorry, the last song, Payback,
The last
that
one.
was
Yeah.
actually, yeah, that song was actually the third, no, that was like the fifth song me and him have ever made before, ever. That song was made a year ago. Like it was made such a long time ago. And yeah, I collabed with a producer on that. Not sure if you heard that there was like another tag. That producer's also from this town that I'm in, Ukaipa. So we wanted like if I were to have any collab on this EP, since this is the starting one, I want to keep it, hometown. So I knew that that record would be good to put on this EP as well. So yeah, and then that song "Run," oh my, like
That's one of my
that
favorite
song.
songs. Run is one of my favorite songs. I was waiting for you to get to this because I want to like hear about. I love that song.
That song, like I just remember, I don't know what we were on when we made that. Like, bro, like I just remember, like me and him both were like, you know what, we want to do something different. Like we want to do something just so like weird. It like just kind of like freaks people out. So I was like I remember like, okay, so my favorite movie, and I think you can hear the inspiration. My favorite all-time favorite movie is Black Panther, the Marvel movie. My
Okay.
favorite movie
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And I also loved the soundtrack to it. Very tribal. They're very like, like I'm sure you've heard it. Like there's a lot of stuff taken from like African rhythm. And I've always loved like
Yep.
African rhythm. I've always loved the instruments they use because I love how so bare bones they are. And I had this weird sample bank of a bunch of like just like a bunch of like tapping and weird stuff.
Yeah.
So I just started layering it and layering it. And that song came about so organically too. Like I swear, like I made it all right here, like just putting it in, and then I went over on those synths over there. I did a little riff, and I was like, okay, that works. It was first try too. It was bass, first try for the melody, first try for everything. And like I just remembered that was like the second half wasn't made until we finished the first half, which is really uncommon. Usually the beat's made and then they record it. So the beat in the
Right.
song wasn't even done. It wasn't until I was like, you know what would be even weirder? And he's like, what? It's like, and I remember I didn't tell him anything. I was like, what'd be weirder? He'd be like, what? And I remember I just turned around, I went in, and I did the rhythm. I did like the beat before I added that other rhythm on top. And the beat I was making, like if I went and I loaded up that project right now and turned off those drums, the beat was literally, you can kind of hear it now, but the beat is like one of those Detroit beats, like those like fast bounces, Like it was a beat like that. And I remember as he was making that, he was like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like this is not the vibe of it." And I kept saying like, "Bro, shut up, I got it, shut up, shut up." And I remember I kept the melody, or I kept the rhythm on top off, so I was just making the beat. And then all of a sudden, like I unmuted it and I just looked at him and he heard it, and he I remember he just sat there. He shook his head. He wasn't saying no. He just shook his head like, "Oh my God." And then he didn't even talk. He just went in the booth. And then I just loaded it up, and then he just went bar after bar after bar after bar. And
Yeah,
I remember we
that
didn't
is
think
dope.
about it until after he came out the booth and we listened to the whole thing, and we're like, "Bro, what did we just make? Like, what is this? Like, this is
That's
crazy."
fire. It's literally my favorite one. I remember when I was listening to it, because I first listened to your album when I was at the gym and I was like working out,
Mhm.
and I had like stepped on the treadmill at the end of the Jupiter freestyle, and I'm like, this is cool. Like
Mhm.
this is, and then this song starts and I'm just like running. I'm just like moving, and it's like one of my favorite. It's on my workout playlist right now, but I
Mhm.
love that song. Run is one of
My
my favorite.
favorite
And Hush is a good one too. Yeah, what's your
Oh yeah.
favorite song? What's your
Well,
favorite song that you
all-time favorite is definitely Run. But the reason why that's one of my favorites is I'm not the type of person to brag, but I mix and master that song top tier. Like the part, the part where there's like the bridge and like the voices, like those like this
Mhm.
angelic singing, like man, like I'm gonna be honest, that song took months and months and months to master, but I was like, I need this to sound like what I'm hearing in my head.
It's
Like the
it's so
bass
good.
the bass is so deep, and if like, do you know what like a joniometer is? It's like something where you can like see sounds in like 3D.
Okay.
So it's built into Logic, and that's this what I use. I remember when I was listening to it mastered, if it's so crazy because it's like it's almost what it sounds like. The beginning part, the bass swells and just gets big like a circle, but as it's getting
Mhm.
bigger like a circle, the drums looks like these like weird like almost like like tribal prints. You know how like
Yeah.
African like tribe prints like with like the orange and all that. That's what it looks like inside. And when I saw that, oh my God, like this is what I hear. Like that song is the only song I've ever felt or heard that. So that song was just meant to be all the way around. That song we made months ago. Like we made it all the way back in like before June. So what was before June? Was that May? April?
Yeah, May, April.
Yeah, it was oh no, it was April. We made it in April and it's just coming out now. Like, some things just need time, and that song definitely needed
Of
time
course.
for me to just get it
That's
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you said this EP, obviously the Voyage to Jupiter, is leading up to your bigger project, your full album. When do you guys plan on releasing
Mhm.
that? Do you
It's
have a
funny
date
because
yet?
Elijah asks me that all the time because he knows that I'm like the planner. I'm the one that's figuring it all out. He asks me like, okay, so when's it coming out? When's it coming out? And I'd be like, oh, it's funny. It was originally December, and then now I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it could be January. Okay, it could be February. But honestly, it's like I got used because like I've had placements where I'm still waiting till this day. Like 90% of my placements, here I am a year and a half later, I'm still waiting. But it's like I'm okay with that
Mhm.
because I think what a lot of people don't understand is patience. All patience leads to is it leads to more success. It gives time, there's more time for things to happen right. So if we dropped this album last month, like instead of that EP, it
Mhm.
it probably wouldn't have the same marketing it has. It probably won't have the same features on it as it has. It'd be very different. So I'm the type of person where I know time is worth it. I definitely know. I know a lot of people like him. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it. I know that I understand why he wants it, but a lot of people like him want things out as soon as they can because they know that there's people waiting to hear it, and he knows that it's A1 100% fire. And I get that. I feel that inside too. But then there's kind of like that bigger person inside me where it's like, okay, I know that if I give myself another month, I can figure out where I can get this published. I can figure out, like a marketing plan. So honestly, it could be me and him are aiming for the first single because like we want to do it how like how how usually when an album comes out it's like single one and then
Drop
single
a
two and
single.
then the album.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
album release, right?
So the first single me and him are hoping comes out in February. The album is basically 100% done except we're waiting on one major feature we're trying to get. But let me
Ooh.
just tell you, oh my, like, hello?
Yeah, we're still here.
sorry, something popped up my screen. It like messed me up.
You're good. We're here.
Man, I like I can't I like it's like I don't want to say the features we have on there yet because I want to surprise people, but the production
Okay.
features, like I always told myself, if I'm gonna make an album, I like all if there's any other co-producers on there, I want to make sure like I don't want to sound cocky, but I want to make sure they're on the same level I'm on. So the other producers on there have worked with Lil Uzi Vert, Sheck West, who else is on there? That kid, Trippy Red, let me think, Yeet, who else is on there? Yeah, but I think that's basically it. But like I'm
Okay, these are
trying to
some
work
nice
with
names.
people. Yeah, I'm trying to work with people on this album that I know are doing things that are insane or are
Yeah.
doing things that I know are going to be insane. So, yeah, I'm so first single I hope comes out in February. And then the album maybe February, maybe like Marchish. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So you talked a little bit about some placements. So before we discuss
hmm
placements, we're in January of 2022. Outside of your album release, what are some goals that you have for yourself for this year? What are some like personal goals that you have for yourself?
One of the goals, and I feel like to some this sounds too big of a goal or something kind of like too
Never
far
too
out there,
big.
but well, one of my goals is to have a, gold plaque in 2022.
Ooh,
Just a gold
nice.
plaque. Another goal is to let's see. Hmm. It's weird. It's like I have a lot of like little mini goals would be a gold plaque. Um, it's like this was one that I feel like I could reach, but I feel like a Drake placement is another one of my goals for sure. Like even if it's not out, even if
Jake.
like I get to hear back from one of Drake's managers like, "Oh yeah, he recorded on this one," then cool. Like like if it's something like that
Yeah.
where I know he's on it, then that's one of my
Yeah.
goals. Um but other than those two main ones, I hope to get to 500,000 monthly listeners this year on Spotify with my own album. Um, I want there's a few like I wouldn't say dream, there's a few placements I want to get in 2022. If you want me to talk about those, like few
Yeah,
artists.
that's literally was my next question is who are you looking forward to working with this year? And it can be like artists, it can be producers. Who would you like love to work with this year?
Definitely, definitely Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow is one that I've been wanting to work with so bad. Jack Harlow, one that people don't really know about him yet, but I feel like it's popping off is Yeet. I'm not sure if you're familiar with
Yeet.
Yeet's
I've heard about
music.
Yeet. I've heard a little bit of
I've
Yeet's music.
Yeah, so
I
that's
was
another
initially
placement.
drawn to his name. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, his name's it's pretty interesting. But a Yeet placement, I know that me and him, oh my God, I know that me and him can make probably one of his hardest songs yet. Like I know that sounds cocky to say, but it's like I know the type of beats he's on. I know that I know the ins and outs of what he likes just from what I'm hearing,
hmm
and it's like I know that can be solid. So him, Jack Harlow, um, let's see, it's another like placement I really really hope to get. Hmm. Like I don't know, I just think about those the most. Obviously, like I said, like
Okay.
that Drake placement is something I really, really hope to get.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. Like obviously, I would love to get like a Lil Uzi feature. I mean, a Lil Uzi placement or a Gunna placement. But it's like the ones that are like that I personally would really want would be Jack Harlow or Yeet for sure.
Okay. Side note, got to just question off the top because you just mentioned Gunna. Did you listen to Gypsies and Four?
I did, and
What's your thoughts?
it's like my opinion about it is probably unpopular, but I don't think it's
It's
one of
okay.
his
We love unpopular
best.
opinions around here.
I don't think it's one of his best, but it
Okay.
does have his most solid songs yet, and it does have his best beat selection yet. Definitely. Like
Okay.
the beats on there were probably the best beats I've ever like I wouldn't say I've ever heard, but like probably the best beats that he's chosen to rap on. Flow wise, delivery wise, energy wise, verse wise, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it that crazily, except 2 songs. Thought I Was Playing is probably one of his best songs yet, and
Yeah, thought I was
Flooded is really
is dope.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are
Um,
2 good ones. Those are 2 good ones.
yeah.
Those are 2 good ones.
But I
Okay,
honestly
so
think
who are you listening to now? Who obviously not Gunna, but whose album are you listening to now that you like really enjoy?
oh, album, the Weekend album 100%. I love that album so
Yes, I was
much.
hoping you said that. I was
My
hoping you said that.
favorite
What's your
my
favorite track?
favorite songs, Is There Someone Else? I love
Love
the,
it.
weird high-pitched chopped vocals that
Mhm.
I love vocal chops, it's always been my favorite things. I love that song. The one with Tyler, the Creator is really good, and the
That's
other
my
album I've
favorite
been
one.
bumping is I really yeah, the Tyler, the Creator song's really good, but the other album I've
Uh,
been bumping that came out at the same time, I wouldn't say underground, but I like listening to rappers that, aren't, like, mainstream, like, people that are hard, people that have connects with so and so and so and so,
mhm.
but are about to pop, and I love listening to those people, so, my man, Big Baby Gucci, I'm not sure if you're familiar with his work, but he dropped an
No,
album.
Big Baby Gucci? Big Baby
That's
Gucci?
his name, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He dropped an album, and oh my God, those were the most unique beats I've ever heard ever, and the way he hits those beats were 10 out of 10. So that's what I've been bumping next to the Weekend album. And honestly, let's see, what else have I been bumping? Um, Basically it. I keep my like it's weird. I have like a playlist that's like like I consume music all day, 24/7. But it's like it'd
Mhm.
be weird. It'd be like the same songs rotated back and forth because I never
Yeah.
really get bored of it. But I have like this playlist I listen to. It's called my Vibes playlist. There's over 36 hours of music on there. And I
Wow.
know the words or I know every like the ins and outs of all those songs. And I listen I just shuffle that playlist and I don't like it like there could be a song that won't repeat for like a month or something. Like there's always something on there that I know and I love and it's gonna be new. So um in my rotation right now, probably a lot of old man, I'll have to look. Probably a lot of old like Travis Scott. Kind of been going into old Travis Scott again.
Yeah.
Let me think. Yeah, like it'd be hard. Like I listen to too many people for me to like say like what's in my rotation. I'd have to like
Nah,
see
that's
my playlist right now and be like, oh yeah, this is what's in my rotation. But
Nah, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, we're heading into our last segment of the show. So these are quick hitters, and some of them you kind of already answered, but I think we can get a little deeper. So, first question, top 5 movies all time. You
top
already
five
mentioned
movies.
one, which is Black Panther,
So
which is a movie I
yeah,
love.
number one will be Black Panther. You know, it's funny. I actually don't watch much movies. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I don't have time, but
What?
yeah,
That's true. You are
I'm
like a whole
yeah.
whole producer.
So number one, definitely Black Panther. Number two, hmm, probably Step Brothers. And then number three,
Super classic movie.
yeah, number three, Nacho Libre, the one with Jack Black. You know that movie?
Yeah, that's an old
Yeah,
one.
that's um. I really like watching. It's only on YouTube, I think, and like on some site, but it is a movie. It's a documentary on Tyler, the Creator's process on creating the Cherry Bomb album. Every time I watch that, I get inspired for like a month straight. Like that, it is so crazy seeing it dives like it was like they filmed that documentary as he was making that album. And I think it's so like just seeing the raw energy and just that inspires me like crazy. And then the fifth one is actually one that just came out because I really love the message in it, and I really love just kind of the way they approached it. But Don't Look Up, you know that movie that just came out on
Ah,
Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard it was really good. So
Yeah,
it's on
it's a
my
really
thing
good
to
movie.
watch.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next, name three your top 3 albums that have no skips. Top 3 albums, no skips.
Um, I'd say Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. I used to listen to that back to back, like top to bottom. Like I know the words to every single song. Like I used to listen to that all day. I really like the music I gravitate towards and I like to listen to is I like to listen to music that I know would be a challenge for me to produce or something I know that I can't produce. Like I like listening to things that are so well orchestrated, I can't like I know I wouldn't say I'm doubting myself, but I know that like that is above what I usually make. I love
Okay.
things that are unique. I can only listen to things that are like very unique, very different, or just have something that isn't normal. I don't know why. That's what I've always gravitated towards. So yeah, that album, hmm, Astro World for sure.
Good one.
I think what's another one? And Kids See Ghosts by Kid Cudi and Kanye West. That one is
Dude,
so good.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. You just named 3 really good albums that I agree, no skips. All right. Top 5 artists that are in your constant rotation. So think about those 36 hours worth of music you have on your Vibe
hmm
playlist. Name 5 artists that are constantly coming through
That's
your
easy.
earbuds, listening to
That's
that.
easy. It'd be in order. If I do an order, it'd probably be Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, Kanye West, um, Drake, and then what would the fifth one be? Probably Joji. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his music, but probably
No,
Joji.
you
So those
named 2
top
people
5.
today that I Joji. All right, Joji and Big
Joji.
Baby Gucci. And I gotta check both of those
Yeah.
people out. All
Yeah,
right,
but those
cool,
are
cool,
probably
cool.
in the top 5 100%.
Nice. All right, last question I got for you. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive. You get to have dinner with 5 people, dead or alive. Great conversations. Pick their brain about anything. Who would it be?
I actually think about that one a lot, but it's like now that I'm on the spot, I'm like, who would it be really? Um, Definitely Kanye West, because I know he'll say some crazy stuff that'll blow my mind, even if it would be
Yeah,
crazy and outlandish. I know it'd be interesting to hear. Kanye West for sure. It's funny, me and my friends would talk about this all the time. Like, what would the dream
the dream dinner
or
table.
the dinner, yeah, dream dinner table. um, Kanye West. Let's see. Um, man, I know who. Why am I blanking out? Kanye West, probably Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
Um, let me think. Dead or alive, huh? Hmm. Um, Tyler the Creator. Uh, Let me think. Jay-Z. That's like the common one,
Mm,
Jay-Z.
yeah. Talk about
Yeah.
business though. Some good
Mm-hmm.
business insights.
Man, I'm trying to think of the other one. Like, there's someone I always thought like I want to sit with them. Probably Joe Rogan, because he's crazy too, and I know he knows a lot about everything. Yeah,
That's
so
gonna
those
be a
5.
live dinner table. That is a live dinner table.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's one more placement I forgot to mention. I completely forgot. It definitely would be Jack Harlow, Yeet, or Sofago. Sofago would be like
Okay.
probably above all
All
those
right.
is the dream placement that I can't wait till I get that one. I can't believe I forgot, but sorry, I had to say that one because I
No,
know
I
it's
love
gonna
that you
happen.
said it
So
because we're putting it out into the universe so it comes full
yeah,
circle. I truly believe in that. That's dope.
yeah.
All right, guys, I truly appreciate y'all tuning in. The Voyage to Jupiter is out now on streaming sites. Go check it out. Spotify, Apple Music. Check out my boy CYANIDE Beats. He's on Instagram. He's on Airbit. He has beats on there. He's on Discord. He just joined earlier this week, so be sure to hit him up. And yeah, you got
Yes, ma'am.
any last words you want to say before we head on out?
I got a question. This is gonna be on YouTube though, right?
It's gonna be on
People can go back and watch
YouTube.
it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that like everyone hears this because like I really love talking to people. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys having me. Can't wait to be back. Can't wait to curate more playlists. And yeah, Cyanide get the money. Peace out, guys.
CYANIDE get the money. All right, y'all. We're
Bye
out. Thank you
bye.
guys so much for tuning in.
So many questions on if there's really a God, you see. All I know is it's never really cut out of me. Never wasting my time, it's a commodity. Time is money, only do it to profit me. You can't make any money without